Ho Chi Minh's thoughts on solidarity. Unity of goals, will, and action play a decisive role and significance in the success of every organization, community, and nation. This truth was summarized by President Ho Chi Minh as follows: to win, each person must rely on the strength of the majority, that is, of the collective, of society. Individuals alone cannot overcome nature and cannot survive. To survive, humans must produce to have food and clothing. Production must also rely on the strength of the collective and of society. Individuals alone cannot produce. Our era is a civilized era, a revolutionary era. Everything must rely on the collective, on society. Individuals cannot stand alone, but must integrate themselves into the collective, into society. Historical practice has proven that solidarity is an objective need, originating from each individual in the community. Because of similar interests, they tend to gather together, form a bloc, promote and resonate the strengths of each individual, create community strength to achieve common goals. In the struggle for national liberation and reunification, as well as in the current cause of building and defending the fatherland, solidarity is one of the vital principles built and practiced by the party and President Ho Chi Minh on the following three basic contents. One is to build great national unity. This is a strategic, fundamental, consistent viewpoint of vital significance, deciding the success of the Vietnamese Revolution. From theoretical research and summarizing the rich practical experience of revolutionary activities, President Ho Chi Minh concluded that revolution is a difficult and complicated task. If we only rely on a few people, on the strength of an organization or a party, we cannot succeed. Therefore, in addition to determination and correct revolutionary lines, we must have the unanimity of many people, rely on the people, unite the masses, and promote the great strength of the people. He said, "In the sky, nothing is more precious than the people. In the world, nothing is stronger than the solidarity of the people." According to President Ho Chi Minh, national solidarity is the fundamental foundation and consistent viewpoint of the party in the process of the Vietnamese Revolution. Solidarity is a national policy, not a political trick. To build and promote the strength of the great national unity bloc and multiply that strength, he always attached importance to the work of awakening and gathering the people into the revolutionary ranks, transforming the party's revolutionary will and ideology into the will, ideology and motivation to promote the people's strength. In particular, he pointed out the steps and fundamental basis in the process of building the great national unity bloc. Great unity means, first of all, uniting the great majority of the people, and the great majority of our people are workers, farmers, and other working classes. That is the foundation of great unity. It is like the foundation of a house, the root of a tree. Second, maintain solidarity and unity within the party. This is one of the core and regular tasks of party building, the core of the great national solidarity bloc, one of the 5 principles of party organization and operation, ensuring the unity of will and action of the entire party, the basis for creating the great strength of the party. Our party takes the interests of the fatherland and the people as the highest goal. At the same time, the party is also the core of gathering, orienting, and leading the great national solidarity bloc to carry out the revolutionary cause. To gather, build, and lead the great national solidarity bloc, we must first build and maintain solidarity within the party. The spirit of solidarity and unity within the party not only determines the survival of the party, but is also the center and driving force of the great national solidarity bloc. This viewpoint was especially valued by President Ho Chi Minh, who often reminded cadres and party members. He said, "Today, solidarity within the party is more important than ever, especially the close solidarity among leading cadres." According to him, building, maintaining, and protecting solidarity unity within the party, from the grassroots party cells to the Central Executive Committee, is of vital importance to the revolutionary cause of the party and the nation. Before passing away, Uncle Ho advised, "Solidarity is an extremely precious tradition of the party and our people. Comrades from the Central Committee to the party cells must preserve the solidarity and unity of the party as if preserving the pupil of their eye." Third, international solidarity. As a true communist soldier, imbued with the slogan, "Proletarians of the world and oppressed peoples unite," and from his rich revolutionary practice, traveling through many countries, contacting, learning, grasping, and absorbing the values and cultural quintessence of many nations, President Ho Chi Minh understood better than anyone the important role of international solidarity in the cause of national liberation struggle, as well as in building and defending the fatherland. According to him, international solidarity is first of all solidarity with specific people, communities, people with the same status and circumstances. From there forming friendship, solidarity between the Vietnamese people, the Vietnamese nation, and the nations of the world. He believed that international solidarity is an important resource, strengthening the revolutionary cause in the country, helping to combine national strength with the strength of the times into a combined strength of the revolution for national independence, peace, stability, development, and equality among countries in the region and in the world. President Ho Chi Minh pointed out the strength, greatness, and endurance of the Vietnamese people. The Vietnamese people are fundamentally in the solidarity of the Vietnamese people and in the support of the people of the world. International solidarity has a great significance for us. Similar to the view on building a great national solidarity bloc, he pointed out that the force of international solidarity is very rich, that is, all countries, organizations, and individuals who respect the legitimate interests of the Vietnamese people and country. But the core is solidarity with the national liberation movement, the world peace and democracy movement. He also identified the important role of neighboring countries and of major countries for Vietnam. President Ho Chi Minh's views on international solidarity are based on the following basic principles. 1. Equality of interests and responsibilities. 2. True mutual respect. 3. Self-reliance. 4. Reason and emotion. These principles were stated by him. The Democratic Republic of Vietnam is ready to establish all friendly and cooperative relations with any country on the principles of respecting each other's sovereignty and territory, non-aggression, non-interference in each other's internal affairs, equality and mutual benefit, and peaceful coexistence. This is the consistent guiding viewpoint of our party and state in the past struggle for national independence and national unification, as well as in the current cause of building and defending the fatherland. That is, ensuring the supreme interests of the nation on the basis of the fundamental principles of international law, equality and mutual benefit, consistently implementing an independent, autonomous, peaceful, cooperative, and developmental foreign policy, diversifying and multilateralizing foreign relations, proactively and actively integrating internationally, being a friend, a reliable partner, and a responsible member of the international community, focusing on developing traditional cooperative and friendly relations with neighboring countries, promoting relations with major and important partners. Be proactive, positive, and responsible with ASEAN countries to build a strong community. Expand, deepen, and improve the effectiveness of the parties' foreign relations, state diplomacy, and people-to-people diplomacy. President Ho Chi Minh's views on democracy and democratic practice. From a political perspective, President Ho Chi Minh put forward a simple, easy-to-understand, and true-to-the-nature concept of democracy. In the article, Mass Mobilization, published in the newspaper Sưu That on October 15, 1949, Uncle Ho wrote, "Our country is a democratic country. All benefits are for the people. All power belongs to the people. Innovation and construction work is the people's responsibility. The cause of resistance and nation building is the work of the people. The government from the commune to the central government is elected by the people. The organizations from the central to the commune are organized by the people. In short, power and strength are in the people." That definition also points out the method of organization and operation of democratic society, and clearly states the model of democratic state in our country as people electing people's councils, local administrative resistance committees, and the National Assembly and the central government. Cadres and party members must deeply understand that the people are the original subjects of state power. The people authorize the state to exercise people's power, serve the interests, needs, and will of the people. The state receives the authorization of the people to protect the freedom and equality of all citizens. At the same time, he affirmed, People have the right to be masters. They must have the obligation to fulfill their civic duties, maintain civic ethics, that is, obey the laws of the state, comply with labor discipline. According to Uncle Ho, democracy does not mean anarchy, where anyone can do whatever they want. The state receives the people's authorization, builds laws, disseminates and educates people about laws, organizes enforcement, and protects the dignity of the law, and people must comply with the laws of the state. Democracy in Ho Chi Minh's thought is not only limited to politics, but also encompasses all areas of social life, the relationship between people, and the moral values of being human. In socioeconomic development, which he called the cause of innovation and construction, or the cause of national construction, it is also by the people, for the people with the first goal of making sure that everyone has food to eat, clothes to wear, and education. In distribution, the principle of equality of rights is clearly stated by him. Whoever does not work will not eat, and work a lot, get a lot, work a little, get a little, except for the elderly, children, and the sick. Practicing democracy according to Ho Chi Minh's thought requires each individual to perceive himself as a member of a collective, to place himself in the collective and listen to the opinions of other members, to be responsible for speaking up and presenting his opinions for the common good. At the same time, to obey the decisions of the collective, while still having the right to request the reservation of his own or other members. Different opinions. Each member, especially leaders and heads, needs to clearly perceive personal responsibility, fulfill well the tasks assigned by the collective, and comply with the principles of democratic centralism, collective leadership, and individual responsibility. Any act of using power to threaten, coerce, create obedience and fear, or use material benefits, positions to bribe, bargain, create consensus is democracy in form, fake democracy, even anti-democracy, which must be condemned and fought to eliminate. Imbued with Ho Chi Minh's ideology on democracy, throughout the process of formation and development, and being entrusted by the people with the mission of being the ruling party, our party has always clearly identified serving the people, accepting hardships and sacrifices to fight for the people's interests as the party's motto, purpose, and way of life. The resolution of the 12th National Party Congress clearly stated, all party guidelines and policies, state policies and laws must originate from the aspirations, rights, and legitimate interests of the people and receive people's opinions. Democracy must be fully and seriously implemented in all areas of social life. Ensure that people participate in all stages of the process of making decisions related to the interests and lives of the people, from raising initiatives, participating in discussions and debates, to supervising the implementation process. Focus on building legal documents directly related to the people's mastery. Institutionalize and well implement the motto, people know, people discuss, people do, people inspect. Practicing solidarity and democracy according to Ho Chi Minh's thought. True unity brings true democracy. According to President Ho Chi Minh, solidarity and democracy have a dialectical relationship, closely linked together. People with a spirit of true solidarity always know how to respect the interests of other members in the collective, know how to listen, cooperate, and help other members. Have a spirit of openness, accepting comments and criticisms from other members. Know how to mobilize other members to take the collective interest as the center. Clearly realize that personal interests can only be obtained when they become an organic part of the collective interest. Thus, it can be clearly seen that if each cadre, party member, especially the leader, has a spirit of true solidarity, then they can gather the masses into a cohesive collective in which the interests of each individual are guaranteed. Practice has proven that in any nation, if the ruling party knows how to respect and promote the people's right to mastery, or in other words, democracy is practiced, there will be high social consensus. This is the fullest expression of solidarity. Great national unity creates great strength to lead our people's revolutionary cause to victory. To do that, the party leading the Vietnamese Revolution must be organized democratically. That means all party work is carried out directly or through delegates by all party members with complete equality and without exception. At the same time, all responsible people in the party, all party leadership, all party agencies are elected, have the responsibility to report, and can be dismissed. Practicing democracy within the party, from the central to the grassroots level, is a solid foundation for building a united and unified party, becoming the nucleus and driving force for building the great national unity bloc. Self-criticism and criticism for solidarity, and practicing democracy within the party. According to President Ho Chi Minh, to have true solidarity and democracy, the party must seriously practice self-criticism and criticism. If we want the revolution to succeed, we must unite and progress. If we want to unite more closely and progress more quickly, everyone must correct their shortcomings and develop their strengths. And if we want to do that, there is no other way than to honestly self-criticize and criticize. Criticism is the right and duty of everyone. It is to practice democracy. Everyone has the right to criticize each other to progress together. Not criticizing means losing one of one's democratic rights. Each cadre and party member, when conducting self-criticism as well as receiving criticism, must courageously admit their shortcomings and propose measures to correct them. To truly unite and practice democracy, each cadre and party member must sincerely self-criticize, must be honest. If there are any shortcomings, say them all, without hiding anything. Must find out why the mistake. What would that mistake be? How to fix it, and must be determined to fix. Self-criticism and correcting shortcomings are sometimes easy, but sometimes difficult and painful, because of pride, habit, or other reasons. On the one hand, sincere self-criticism is to point out one's own limitations and shortcomings so that comrades and colleagues can help one overcome and correct shortcomings, and at the same time help others know and avoid them. On the other hand, only those who have the courage and sincere self-criticism will be sincere and honest when criticizing comrades and colleagues. Criticism is essentially helping each other correct shortcomings, so the attitude of the critic must be sincere and earnest. Absolutely do not have the intention of sarcasm, digging up, or revenge. Don't criticize perfunctorily. Do not say it to someone's face, but criticize behind their back. Only with a true spirit of solidarity can there be sincerity and constructiveness in criticizing one's comrades and a truly receptive attitude when accepting criticism from comrades and colleagues. Only in a truly democratic environment can cadres and party members feel confident and secure in giving comments and criticizing the shortcomings of comrades and superiors, and at the same time have the sobriety and calmness to correctly perceive and sincerely accept criticism and comments for progress. In reality, for self-criticism and criticism to be truly effective, setting an example for the head of the party committee and organization is crucial. The leader needs to be brave and determined to self-examine and criticize himself, from work, life to family and social relationships, without avoidance or concealment. Need to be humble and receptive when self-assessing. Have a strict attitude towards his own shortcomings, defects, and limitations. Only when the leader sets an example in self-criticism can he create the motivation for the entire agency and organization to self-criticize in a substantial way. At the same time, leaders also need to set an example when criticizing their comrades and subordinates. It must come from a sincere desire for their comrades to progress and improve. In particular, it is necessary to have a method and way of criticism so that the criticized person can clearly see their mistakes and shortcomings and, more importantly, see themselves as more mature in their awareness, thereby having the motivation to overcome and correct mistakes to progress. To set an example in criticism, leaders need to sincerely listen to the comments of the masses, colleagues, and subordinates. From there, not only can they see their own shortcomings to find solutions, but also draw out appropriate and effective methods and ways of criticism. Apply effective criticism methods to practice for themselves and disseminate them in the agency or organization for comrades and colleagues to refer to. Collective leadership and leaders setting an example of self-criticism and criticism are the core and driving force to build and promote the spirit of solidarity and a truly democratic atmosphere in organizations, localities, agencies, and units.